Focus on Muthoot Finance. That's the management on our radar. It reported an inline set of numbers. Net interest margins came in healthy. Asset quality deteriorated a little bit. The positive was they went ahead and they upped their gold growth guidance. We have with us Mr. George Alexander Muthoot, the managing director of Muthoot Finance, with us on the show. Hi, sir. Good morning, and thanks a lot for joining in here on CNBC-TV18. Well, what was pleasant to hear was the gold growth guidance of around 25%. You have upped it. You had hinted, but you said wait for the quarterly results and then we'll get a confirmation. We have got that. Could you tell us this gold growth guidance of 25% factors in gold rate at what rate in comparison to what the current prices are? And also if you could help us out with the growth rates we should look at on the AUM front in smaller segments like Belstar as well as on the home finance vertical.
So a lot of questions. I'll tackle one by one. Okay, first of all, the good news is that we have crossed the AUM of 1 lakh crore, which is a big target number for us. And we are at the company, we are all very proud and excited about it. So we have reached the 6-digit number. Having said that, your question is about what is driving the growth, etc. I feel I should delve a little deep into this, saying that there is definitely a growth story in India. And for the growth story to continue, people need funding, people need purchasing power. Of the last 2-3 years, they were definitely getting it from all sources. But in the last 2 quarters, there have been a lot of cautions by the regulator about unsecured lending, whether it is microfinance or personal loans, unsecured lending. There have been a lot of cautions and probably a lot of instructions to banks and NBFCs, etc., to go slow on the unsecured lending. In fact, the fintechs have almost dried up. Fintech lending is almost dried up. Co-lending, everybody is very concerned about co-lending, especially to the unsecured. So banks and NBFCs exactly are not very, very keen to do a lot of personal loans, etc., on unsecured. At this point of time, I should look back only at what was during the COVID time, when banks were not lending on these areas. Then the gold loan came into play. The gold loan came as a savior. So I see the same thing now. In the last 2-3 months, we have seen quite a lot of gold loan pickup. There is demand all over the country, especially in the last 2 quarters, because I feel that there has been a slowdown in the disbursal of unsecured lending. So that is why we thought that we should be able to revise our guidance to 25% in the gold loan sector.
So this 25%, sir, factors in gold prices at what rate? I ask you this because gold has come off 6% from the recent peak. So what are you factoring in terms of pricing? And also, as I asked earlier, what is the AUM growth of the home loan as well as Belstar, which is the MFI vertical?
So the gold loan, the price factor, we don't do the price factor, sir. It is only the demand, which I told you, the demand which is coming from the sectors, from the rural areas, from all over the country. That is what is spurring the demand. Gold price definitely helps because it strengthens our portfolio and also maybe put little more money in the hands of people. Now, about the unsecured lending, etc., microfinance in particular, they had a terrific run in the last year, but in Q1 and Q2, they have definitely plateaued. And last quarter, there was a plateau of, rather, there was no growth in the microfinance. But as usual, microfinance occasionally comes through these issues, maybe during several periods of time. So we should see it also only as such a period. But we are definitely not going aggressive on the microfinance. Probably we will see in the next 1 or 2 quarters, we'll see almost a very, very low growth or almost a nil growth in this microfinance sector. In the home finance, yes, we are doing well. The gold finance department is doing well. So too the other subsidiaries.
All right, Mr. Muthoot, hi, good morning, and good to speak to you, sir. And you took words out of my mouth. I was prefacing and getting ready to ask you whether the regulator coming down hard on other areas is helping you. And I think you very clearly said that at the margin that has been a big driver, right? People are turning to gold, and gold financiers like you have been some of the oldest in the country. So, I mean, it could be faster than 25% as well, right? Because, I mean, if, as you began by saying people need funding and other sources have all dried up for one reason or the other. So, it's possible that it's...
Continue, please. Yeah.
No, I'm saying it could be 30%. It could be higher. I mean...
Don't put words into my mouth. Anyway, what we do is, actually, we have always been conservative. We'll see whether we can do more than that also. But there are so many things, challenges which can come in the way also. If nothing is, there are no such challenges, etc. I think we should be able to see, because the point here is that people need money, sir. Spending power is definitely important, and that is important for the economy also. So people need to have purchasing power, and this is where people are using it.
So it's possible. I'm not putting words in your mouth, but you're saying if everything goes well, it's possible that you're able to do.
No, I wouldn't want to say anything.
Okay,
like
you
that,
don't want to say it. I'm saying it. You're not saying it. But you know, the other point of sort of the there was a NBFC, another NBFC where you know, the restrictions were imposed, restrictions were taken away. At the margin, I mean, have they come back into the market with the same competitive intensity? How has that changed things at all, if it has?
So I don't think we need to comment on each individual customers. There is a lot of flavor for the gold loan market, whether it is banks or NBFCs. New players come, some players take maybe shortcuts, etc. So they pay the price for such shortcuts. So anyway, people come and go. We have 5,000 plus branches all over the country, sir. So I think competition will be there, and probably the market also is deepening.
All right. Sir, you said that when customers have no other means of income, they look to spend by raising money from the gold that they have. And as a result of which, the growth may be higher than your 25% guidance as well. But the question then is that on recovery, asset quality. What is your guidance on asset quality from here on? And on microfinance as well. What's the outlook on the IPO? Because the next couple of quarters, you say there would be nil growth.
Yeah, so the asset, but no, it is not because of this that we said the 25%. 25% is because of the demand. It is not that people are not getting any unsecured loans. They are getting unsecured loans. People are getting, a section of people are not able to get it. Those are the people who are coming to the gold loan. It's not that everybody is coming to gold loan. Some people who are not able to get an unsecured loan easily because of maybe the tighter underwriting by the banks and NBFCs, etc. Those are people who are coming from this. So maybe we will stick to the 15 to 25% growth rate, sir. We'll stick to that. And about the microfinance, yes, what should we say? The environment is not very conducive for an IPO now, and they have sufficient funding also. And I said, because if there is not going to be a big growth, the IPO can take a little more time also. Doesn't matter. It's a factor of the market conditions.
Okay, right. So the IPO happens sometime next year? Or maybe
it's a function of how the market is reacting to it. It is not something for Muthoot alone. It is for the microfinance sector as a whole. If things look up, then and funding is required, then we'll go for the IPO, sir. About the asset quality, for gold loan, there is no asset quality issue at all, because all these are more than 100% secured with gold loan.
All right. The last time we chatted, sir, we were trying to push you for a timeline with regard to this microfinance IPO. As you're clearly stating, for the time being, it's, not on your radar. Maybe it could be a story for FY26. So we'll revisit that at an appropriate time. As you're telling us, asset quality is not a big issue, but split it up for us vertical-wise. If you could give us a gross NPA, net NPA number for your core business as well as for the MFI business, because it went up a little bit. So give us a broad guidance we should work with, and if you could specify which vertical you're talking about.
So I'll come to the gold loan sector. First, the gold loan, the NPA is about 4.3% or so.
Yes.
But it is 100%, 110% secured with gold. Why we are again carrying it in our books is just to help the customers. I can easily auction the gold, but when I auction the gold, there is so much of excess money, I'll have to start refunding it to the customers. In fact, I'm doing very injustice to the customers by auctioning. So we are trying our best to ask the customers to pay something, pay some interest, and still carry it in our books. So even though I'm carrying it in our books, we are fully in the money. So in that sense, we are more a service to the customers than maybe a little questions from people like you about the NPA. But NPA doesn't translate into a loan. Now, coming to the Wellstar, yes, last quarter it was 2.35, and this quarter it is 3.5. That is a factor for all the for all the players in the sector. So probably it should remain there only. And for the others, it is again a tad higher. Muthoot Home Fin has come down from 175 to 159. Muthoot Money 1.67 to 2.0.
Right.
So it's all manageable range only.
All right. Mr. Muthoot, just one last question, and please call us Prashant, Mangalam, and Nigel. I notice you're calling us. We had an analyst from CLSA earlier who was telling us that on the MFI side, things will, the worst will be behind by the fourth quarter, Jan to March of 2025. Would you agree with that assessment, or you think there is more pain left? This is not particularly with your MFI business, but overall, your sense.
Yeah, but I think I'm not deeply involved with the microfinance, but I think I should tend to agree with them because these things come and go, sir. My microfinance dips and ups and downs, etc., come in this maybe every 5-6 years. So it comes. There's a dip, then the things look up again. And one thing, that's a sector which cannot be ignored because again, it is putting money, purchasing power in the hands of the very lower section of people. And it is a necessary evil, like you should say, necessary evil.
All right, Mr. Muthoot, we'll leave it there, sir. It's always a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for the big group there, big company, all the top guns.
And we would have loved. And if you were there, it would have glittered like gold, and we missed you there, sir.
But buy some gold and keep with you. It is good.
Sorry, what is that?
He's saying buy some gold.
Some of your savings in gold.
We will. And by the way, we'll look forward to having you here in December. We have our annual Business Leadership Awards, so hope we can chat then at that event. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Well, we'll